Hi!
Thank you, Internet. You have stopped them. You are my hero for the day.
And Helen is wearing a dress.
That's not unusual. Well, Helen, yes, but Helen is a person who's actually wearing a dress. That's not strange.
Yes, very nice. Okay.
Yes.
So,
and the black lipstick. Which
despite not having Cedric available here for now anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We will pick up on the morning of the, or perhaps mid-morning of the 4th day of your journey from Dezoris to home base.
okay.
If we could, before we get to that, why don't we describe the base a little more? I want to get some details of what exactly is there and what it's like, as well as put our other electronic devices away.
Cough.
Have you ever seen Labula?
Yes.
Imagine that, but instead of harmony with nature, it's pirates. Yes, but they're not like us, so we're ignoring them.
Okay, so it's a giant floating citadel?
Yeah.
Alright. Does everybody like that idea? I was thinking more natural landmass.
Yeah, I would think that
Oh yeah, no,
it's a
it's
bit
a
more
landmass, and the entire landmass has been converted into a fortress.
Okay.
I would think that there would be a bit more landmass outside of the fortress as well.
We're just,
Possibly.
we're pirates. We're a big pirate like conglomerate. We're not like some huge corporation.
We're not like a country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. We're not talking about something that's like.
Well, I mean,
We're
scaled
talking like an
appropriately,
island.
of course.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that.
No, I'm not talking about like a fortress with like millions of soldiers inside of it.
No.
Like,
Also, like I know also in Latvia, there isn't really like any real housing areas. It's just like there.
Well, yeah, that's the question. Is it a single fortress for just the pirates, or is there also a somewhat normal village?
I would think
in
that
which
there
is-
is normal village,
there's like people who live there that don't go out and be pirates, but they like are all in pirate adjacent functions.
Sure. But would you classify it as a village with like individual housing and some farmland
Yeah.
and such, or is it a
Yeah.
single?
It's on top.
Okay.
Where the trees?
Yeah. No, you all need to go
All right,
off
but
of
it-
talking.
But it is definitely not subtle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's not subtle, but it is in a cloud.
Okay.
But they just see a cloud and they're like, I'm gonna go investigate that cloud. And they go
I was
inside
thinking
it, and
more or
they're
less
like,
like that they're not like more or less standard structures, but like going along with your fortress, sort of like remembering that movie. Because I remember that it looked like that there were homes, like passages underneath the water in that movie. But like some of the houses and some of the stores are actually inside the walls of the building itself. So it's like there will be like central rooms, like maybe somewhere else, but there are also like sort of corners.
you have a very small marker, so I can like
Yes.
try my terrible hand art.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and draw a picture for the sake of the recording.
So, you need to look at this, and because you're not here, I'm going to tell you I'm amazing. In fact, I'm the best artist in the room.
Get off the stage.
Even better than the art major.
Thank you for explaining the joke. So something like islandy. And then outside here, and the fortress is this part, and then there's just absolutely nothing.
Underground fortress.
Oh, yes, but it's floating in the sky, so it's only.
So it's underground.
Yes, but from outside, looking at it from a distance, you do not see giant castles. You see village on a floating island.
You do see entrances here and docks and things like this.
Sure, okay.
And then there's a crowd around it so people don't see it.
Alright.
Drop the clothes.
It looks like a wedding! That's not nice. You saw this in a really strange way. Would you like me to
I can believe that. Okay, so we've got underground fortress inside a small flying island with a innocent looking village on top.
Where's the pea trees?
What's that?
Where's the pea trees?
A few trees, of course, yes.
With natural
Natural
thingies.
flora.
Natural things. Natural way more specific.
Flora and fauna.
Thank you. That
Cool.
was slightly
I don't know,
less.
do we have to find a budget for that?
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's a North American pine which has a 12-inch long needle in groups of 3. That's specific enough.
No, there's no North America. They call it like Sky America.
Okay.
Sky America Sky.
God, not this again.
Not this again.
You let one thing be Sky 2, guys, and we're never going to let you forget it.
I know.
Yes.
Alright, so that is our fortress.
Yes.
Yes.
Is everyone good with that?
Yep.
Okay. So that's where you're heading to.
Yep.
So do you want to do anything of particular interest on the final day?
Well, Helen's still in rest and just also can't gamble. So we have until tomorrow night when I can get rid of the dress and we can start gambling. Yes, I think
I
so.
thought yours got extended too.
No, she tried, but we wouldn't let her.
Okay.
Instead, we have to call you pretty prince.
Pretty,
pink
the pirate, yeah, the pretty pink pirate princess.
Helen, no murder.
Yeah, by the way, I'm crafting something pink that will, like, track her down and make sure she is at all times wearing pink and become a pink item of clothing if she's not.
So pretty much you're gonna throw.
Okay.
So it's like a tracking bucket of paint.
More like a tracking scarf.
Oh God, he's gonna choke you to death. Convert it.
I mean, it's made out of steam power, so I'm guessing it's
Made out of steam power.
What? Well, like produce like red steam and it'll get all over.
Yes, no, it will surround her in a haze of pink smoke.
We're pink. We're pink.
It will surround her in a haze of pink
Ooh,
smoke.
that's beautiful. You're pretty.
Yeah, she really might kill you if you keep that up.
Ooh, that's an idea. It could give her like 2 little pretty pink angel wings.
I think Cedric would like it.
Cedric
All
likes
right.
I don't think they're that kind of thing.
I'm in love.
I mean, I was going to. So who did you pretend to be?
She was the dad, I was the mom. You know, that's what
You
we were.
pretended to be Helen, pretending to be someone else. Roleplay within roleplay.
Wait, so you pretended to be a dad.
No. We're children of God. This is when Jezebel, like, became part of the crew, and she was leaving her tavern, and we decided to burn the place down so there'd be no trace. But first, we had to take the alcohol with us. But we can't just carry vast quantities of alcohol, and we wouldn't attract attention to either of us. So she had a mom up in a dad outfit. She asked which one I wanted to be. Naturally, I said the dad. She likes the type dad.
Was the baby carriage full of alcohol? Or did you?
No, like we're like swaddling cloths of alcohol.
You're gonna have to go back to the naturally part and explain it if you want it to be bought.
Dress. Or pants. Pants.
So you're a cross-dresser.
No. Only the one time. Just like pants.
White pants too. Alright, so the pretty pink cross-dressing fighter.
I still wear a corset.
While you were trying to be a father?
No, that time she took it off.
The father didn't hurt.
It was one time. Anyway, moving on. Moving on.
So you're accumulating titles, which is usually a sign of success. But in this case, I think you're an historical exception.
I think we should have just left your cloud on the board so that we could all just like point to it whenever we do.
You see, this is the thing. I'm smarter than you. I erased it. Specifically
Actually,
for that purpose.
I erased it.
Yeah.
No, I erased it.
You erased it.
Oh.
You made this?
I thought you just weren't able to tell the different parts apart.
No, I think I have been a problem with it.
Alright.
So I am going to be building the device. You know what? I can make it off of that old steam cracker I already made. That will, instead of doing rainbow smoke, emit pink smoke in like a fabulous quasi-angelic sort of thing, very princess-like. Yeah, no, they're just random sparkles. It'll be a test run for the actual thing.
Alright.
Completely,
So, what's Catherine up to?
completely legitimate reasons.
Catherine?
Yeah.
She's busy being locked away.
Well, I
Wait,
I
why is she being locked away?
She has to be secured for the evening.
You. Why?
crotch.
What part of she is on our side? Like, I'm not saying like go give her all the keys to our attack, but I think she's past the point of keep her locked up randomly.
Catherine likes being locked up, apparently. Also,
Yeah. Hey, Catherine, you like being locked up randomly?
You go over to her cell and shout this through the door?
Yes.
Not particularly, no.
Like,
I
alright.
let you out for the day. I just didn't want her roaming around when we were all sleeping.
she had a blanket.
Yes. Thank you, Helen. And your actions were perfectly sensible.
Okay. Would you say that no matter what they did?
No.
Okay.
I would have done the same. At the time, I could not be trusted. That makes sense?
So, like, you can be trusted now?
I think Helen and I have come to an understanding.
But this understanding I thought took place before we all got drunk and played spin the ball.
No,
No, we played Truth or Dare. We
Like this.
played Truth or Dare. You didn't know how to listen to it? That's playing wearing the dress.
That's why just a high gamble.
Best friend, Jezebel, dared me to go into cave without drinking and wearing a dress.
She summed up quite nicely.
You let me fire that, did?
Just imagine that this is the Empire and or your mother and or anyone that we need to, like, set you loose on. And then just wear the dress for motivation.
Oh my god. And what was writing me poetry and everything. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, where's your phone for today?
And give her a phone.
It
Alright.
says roses are red, violets are blue. Yeah.
It's a pretty first, right?
Well, let's see.
It's an ABC rhyming.
Probably, I don't have any sort of make poetry thing, but it goes off the lips, I'm guessing. And that goes.
I read it. Well, that's definitely Edward.
It's full of metaphors you don't understand because they're obscure engineering. You are as to
Don't
Aether.
ask me. Don't ask me.
You are as to Aether. You interact violently with free radicals and. Yeah.
What state is our ship in?
The state of disarray.
Didn't I like fix it better than it was broken?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got mad.
Because I was gonna go check the balloons.
We already told someone we're the crew.
There would be some minor damage that
Yeah.
could keep you busy for a while.
I'm gonna get to the pirate fortress and I can hand it off to other people.
We can
I was gonna go up and repair the balloon.
I mean, small holes in the balloon aren't an issue.
I don't know. What else are we doing?
Sailing. Time
So
skipping.
what would I roll?
You don't have to roll it. We've I believe we've resolved all major damage to.
How do you fix
We're
the
at full
balloon?
health.
If that's what you want
all day.
to occupy your character's time with,
Yeah.
then that's fine.
Anyway. So,
So in case you missed it, I like that cat privilege.
Yes, we got
Just
that.
wanted to make sure everyone knew that she wasn't locked away anymore.
okay.
Dr. Simon, however, is locked away, but on his own board.
Why?
We have to couldn't deal. He couldn't take us anymore.
And he has his
No.
work
No.
down the computer.
He's like,
Yeah,
you guys are out.
he has dedicated himself to
This
that.
lab. I thought you meant
Yes.
like he voluntarily went into the bridge.
He's like,
No, not there.
This is certain time for me. Again.
It's for my own.
Told you so, Hal.
The only place on the ship where one can get some peace and quiet.
I mean, the engine has a weird definition of peace and quiet, but I'd love to see anyone else survive on there.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. So anybody else, or shall we just skip to the end of the day?
Nope. So
I mean,
they have
just
to update my
trying
paper
to
by
figure out
Of value is sharpening my soul.
You say something with your soul or your sword?
Sharpening my. Yeah. Sure.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so as long as I can have made the paper fire, then I'm good.
Go for it. I think we'll give you a 3 black die penalty for difficulty in getting the exact color.
I already have a rainbow.
Now you need to make it more specific. That'll increase the technical challenge.
You don't reroll.
I got my roll on it. Okay. And 3 successes.
I think you guys are getting exploded like dice.
Even if it exploded, it got a 3. So
Damn!
I think you got it.
it had 3 successes.
You successfully constructed a small device that, when activated, will release a cloud of pink steam. And it can be fairly easily attached to a person,
And didn't like the other one can.
if you're careful, yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, it's not like the device by virtue of being hideable. It's like, hey, Helen, just shove it on her, and she's like, wait, what? What's going
Right.
on?
I mean, it's the equivalent of placing a kick me sign on their back.
You're my best friend.
Exactly.
It's also time activated, so I could totally like go on and have it activate in like 6 hours. I'm presuming it's the original device.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the original, so it's time activated.
Right. It goes off at precisely 6 p.m. on the dot.
You skipped to 6 p.m.
Helen, you're now surrounded by a cloud of pink steam that's following you everywhere.
Uh-oh.
And how does that make you feel, pretty pink princess pirate?
Hella walks away.
The door to my room and put the key. I mess with that.
I can't even drink. Hal, are you okay? Are you sure you want to walk around with that?
Are you sure you want to walk around with pink smoke following you?
Goodbye. avoid anything flammable.
If you let her on deck, she might jump.
She totally goes up that Hell, don't jump! No,
I can see you stop me.
I'm torn between wanting to stop her and wanting to bring up the rest of
Wait,
her.
can you make an inflatable like thing that makes you float instead of making you explode?
Potential float away.
I already have
Cloud and pink.
We already totally have
How about a pink cloud?
It's like some moss vests or something.
Yeah. But at least you'd be able to track her easily.
Well, I mean, unlike the other one, this one doesn't like create a large plume going off in the distance. It just sort of surrounds her with a cloud. It's not meant to make her trackable. It's meant to make her embarrassed.
I think it's succeeding.
I mean, pink is the color of embarrassment, but if you manage to get it overclocking, maybe you can turn it red.
That would be, yeah, then people would assume it's like that burning hate fire. Somewhere.
If you want to attempt to modify it, you can.
I'm gonna do it.
In order to find it, wouldn't she have to like start digging through her clothing and take
Pretty
it
sure
off?
she knows that there's a bauble on her that's...
Yeah, but it's just somewhere. Like she doesn't know.
Alright, I go to find a room,
Listen. Open.
and I try and find it.
Find it.
Yeah, dedicated enough search will
Yeah.
will discover it fairly easily.
Yeah, my point is that if she like just started like ripping off her corset in the middle of the deck, people would be staring at her kind of funny.
Even more than they already are. Yes. Okay. Which is why she went to her room instead.
Yeah.
Help. And
I make it
please tell me it's like I can remove it from my dress.
I would presume so.
I mean, like
Yes.
I had time to sew it in, but I don't think I'm that stealthy.
It's like, what do I feel? It's just a mosquito. Keep going.
Even if you had, you could,
Yeah, no, like,
tear it off.
The original plan was to conceal it in clothing, but this is just literally like shoving it down her back and then running away.
Yes.
I remove my mosquito.
Okay, you remove it.
It's still, your room will like be filled with a pink fog.
I destroy it.
It's metal.
I can smash it.
It will remove all the smoke.
I throw it in
Actually, yeah. No, she smashes it and it just explodes into pink smoke all over the room.
Why don't you just roll out your window? We're floating.
That would also work, but she didn't come up with that idea. So,
Just throw it in the cedric room.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to decide this room.
No, too late. It's smashed.
Damn it, I smashed it.
Giant pink cloud of steam fills the room.
I see the air in my waist!
From the
I see the air in my waist! I just imagine pink smoke like seeping up into my doorway.
Yes.
everything you've ever now smells pink somehow.
I can taste pink.
I smell pink.
All right. I think we've beaten the pink horse to death.
You go to Imperial College, you study hard, and you think one day you're going to do something important. Then you do this, and it's all worthwhile anyway.
Okay. I'm starting to like your crazy mad experiments.
Yeah, so you just have to learn to embrace the death rays.
But not too closely, or you'll be dead.
Well, you embrace them from the right side, the side of the tree.
Barb, do you do anything interesting besides help with repairs?
Not really. Other than that, I think it's just chill and I just sort of enjoy her laughing and sort of like following her pink trails of smoke. Just sort of seeing what she's doing.
What about Devo?
I started laughing. The same effect was I do it. And the truth of the area should do some fun things.
Oh, yeah. But
I can't believe I missed that.
If you will be into whips, I mean,
What?
no!
there's a band called Devo, and it has a song called Whip It Good.
I found this on
I hate you all.
She was to get a bonus on the work an hour.
I'm not going to specify at this point.
I would think that we just hang out today.
Well, obviously, he's not going to be putting you randomly on deck. That's not what I meant.
Yeah, but I know what you meant, but it's just like, no.
Actually, this is what part of the swashbuckler's like outfit sort of thing, like Indiana Jones and all that. Yeah, not that, not that. Yeah.
Pulp hero, not
In afterwards and stuff.
Pulp hero, not swashbuckler.
Indiana Jones loves it. I have all.
Except he would never be able to retrieve the powder to be on the train.
He went into a refrigerator and survived a nuclear explosion. Your argument is invalid.
Anyway.
That never happens in the actual movies that are legitimate and exist.
You just decided to declare it not canon. Anyway, so I'm going to go skip the whatever we call pirate base.
I mean,
I second that.
I can't get
All right.
cleaning.
okay.
And shipping.
Why don't we call it Troy?
Shipping.
Hello, Troy! There's a short
All right.
And there's 1,000 ships
Eating a
involved.
wooden rabbit.
Wooden rabbit, yes.
And lots of them with the face.
Maybe a badger. Maybe a badger.
Honey badger.
Yes. Okay. So we will skip ahead to probably in the wee hours of the next morning, since Edward seems to have been devoting his time to making pink smoke instead of keeping the engines going as quickly as possible, as originally intended.
What do you mean? That was just something I volunteered to do sometimes. It's not my shame. The only time it's an actual part.
No, you make it there in your original time schedule, but at the beginning of the voyage, Edward said he was going to use his time to try to speed that up as much as possible. But
I was just doing that to avoid people.
sure.
Okay.
And because you then did something else to avoid people instead, you don't get there any faster.
Rather than, or
Either way.
avoid people rather than avoid.
Hours.
So, with the sun barely peeking over the horizon, you can see your base in the distance, the small village of Troy atop the island is ablaze.
Like on fire.
Yes.
Who messed with my people?
Helen.
Greeks!
Helen, did you find the tower?
No, I didn't like the tower. I wasn't even in the tower. Move your head over.
Helen, did you happen to have, like, a Spartan fiance before you ran away?
Not Spartan, no. But there was a fiance. You've told me about this before, I believe. Our town is on fire. Now is not the time.
I don't know. I've heard about this happening to Troy's before.
You need some beats.
Alright, that's enough anathema.
Oh no!
Okay, so-
The town's on fire!
Edward, full steam ahead.
Literally.
Okay, I hit the engine.
Wait, guys, before we peer in, shouldn't we just check around to see if there are any ships around?
Alright, use your little telescope.
I don't have a telescopy thing.
I do, but I fixed the engine.
I do. Why not look up?
Just for verifying anything.
Where is he looking?
At the town.
I'm looking around
All over
for
the
any other ship.
Around for any other ships? No.
Oh, dude, I bet your ship
Is there any, like,
Wait, that means you're out of the
wait, is there any ready, is there any, like, ready source water? Like, just
Yes.
I would presume.
Okay, so there's a lake. So I tell you to take us into the lake.
Alright, take us into the lake.
Alright, now I'm going to be messing with your engine, but it's going to turn it into just a giant fire hose, basically, pumping the lake into the village.
All right. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
We'll have the small downside of making our engine won't work until I fix it again. But,
Yeah.
Did I get it down?
yeah.
Did I jump out to try to find anybody else? Like anybody?
It's on fire!
No, like jump out, avoid fire, try to find anyone who's like running around screaming.
Hold on. Andrew, go ahead and make a roll with
You're scared of fire.
2 extra dice
I've never
for awesome bonus.
The person is room crying from the fire. I love my ship's one thing I hate the most.
Yes, there are people running around. There is already a bucket line from the lake to the nearest house, still ablaze.
7.
7 successes.
Yes.
All right. Describe how you spectacularly pump the water from the lake across the town.
So you know how the machine normally takes the wheel and like spins it, that propels it forward, and all the other mechanical things?
Mm-hmm.
I basically disconnect it from that and just turn it into a giant thing that causes the lake to be pumped. It basically turned it into a giant ad hoc pump. It just pumps the lake into the town, flood the entire thing.
Okay.
Flooded and on fire.
No, it's only flooded.
Well, I would imagine it was the water is launched somewhat in
Yeah,
part.
no, it's not.
To more like rain down on the buildings. And after a few short minutes, all the fire is eventually put out, and everyone is completely soaked. The lake is about half gone.
So I imagine that if the lake is on the island, the water should be slowly flowing back into it.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
You can come out now. Fire's gone.
I run up to one person in the town and ask them, hey, what happened?
You still don't
And
need
you
a
know, you're trying to turn the engine.
We got
So what you gonna do, ship? And there's
Yes, you actually find Old Man Spooner.
Old man Spooner.
I'm totally down there too.
Yeah,
Okay.
he runs the general store,
Yeah.
and he's the closest guy there. He says, "Oh, you missed it!
Well, what happened?
I'm pretty sure I hit the
The
village.
dreadnought.
Oh, that.
The dreadnought.
It was huge! It came! It saw!
It conquered.
It firebombed!"
The what?
The dreadnought.
I mean,
The
yes,
dreadnought.
you're-
Can't miss it! Giant letters across the side.
Was it an Imperial ship?
Oh yeah.
There-
The Imperial of Imperial ships.
So the kingship of the Imperial ships.
Well,
Flagship, whatever.
well, if it's their flagship, it is a new one. I never heard of it before. But it was big. And I mean, big.
It was. You sure it was an imperial ship?
Well, it only had like 70 dozen of their flags on it.
I'm gonna burn down the Empire, guys.
So where are the other ships in House Fleet? Oh, yeah.
Well-
Did they escape in time, or?
Until they burned down their town.
Some of them, yeah. They got out. So we've got a few captains, on the lam now, because
Out of curiosity, why didn't they
Yeah.
go with ground troops?
they did.
Where are they?
The ground troops,
Yeah, like what did they do?
they left out. They went underground.
Oh, they're
See,
still
yeah.
here.
But no, they're not here. Okay, here's what happened. Let me start from the beginning. So the ship comes over the horizon, right? We're like, oh dear, a ship. So we get ready. And a couple of the people, we had, how many? Six of the ships were here. Everybody else out doing something else. Six of them was here. And they see it coming, they get ready. And then we start looking once it gets a little closer and be like, wait a minute. This thing is bigger than it should be. And then it gets closer, we're like, this is really much bigger than it should be. And I had a couple of little ones following behind. And I say little ones, they were really, normal size, but they look teeny tiny next to this thing because it was huge. And they came. And then the little ones, they go down like they know what they're doing. They go down to the bottom of the docks. And the big one comes over. And they're just blasting stuff all over. Boom. And we're all running around. Things on fire. It's nasty. And we hear that the small ships had guys on. And they got out and they went under. And they attacked and they fought. And they went down there. And they blasted and set stuff on fire. And all kinds of messed up stuff and conflagration all around.
Why did they leave?
Assumedly because they got what they wanted.
I don't know.
What did they take?
I mean, they just left like an hour ago. I mean,
You said an hour ago?
You want to chase them?
maybe 2. I don't know.
Wait.
But it was great. It was recent. I mean, like, look at the place. It's not burned down to a total pile of ash. It's more smoldering bit.
You said that they seemed like they knew what they were doing when they went under.
Well, like, they knew where to go, you know? I mean, like, most folks fly by, they say, oh, look, a little village on the rock, and they don't mind. But they knew to go down.
Yeah.
Can we cross-examine them with Catherine to see if any of them are mercenaries?
So, yeah,
Yeah.
so we got 2 guys still here. 4 of them, they took off. they were in it bad. But yeah, they came, they smashed stuff. They said, well, it's thoroughly smashed. I don't know what they really said, but that's what it seems, right? They smash, they say it's thoroughly smashed, they get up and they leave. And then we're left like this.
Without apprehending people? Or shooting them?
Us?
This looks like they
We got shot. I mean, some people were shot.
Doesn't it though? Yeah, this just seems
So,
a little too...
A
yeah.
little too planned.
Alright, I'm going down
Yeah.
to the fortress. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We got a little bit of supplies left.
Yeah.
You know, if you're running low on food, we got some. If you're hungry, I got some stuff, but you know, not much. Lot of things lost in the fire. Yeah.
Can I stay up on top to help prepare?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We got plenty of stuff to do. So, I mean, get your rest if you need it. I don't know what you guys just came out of, but you know, we've got the fire out. That's the important thing right now. And I think everybody who was hurt is at least being looked after. Oh, but you might want to get your doctor guy out to see his wife.
So who's gonna go get him?
I'll go down.
I'll do that.
I go Edward does it, they're friends, sort of. Right? We're like cohorts.
So I go and I start helping them repair whatever needs to be repaired.
Why is he going to see his wife? Like, is it just a cheerful reunion thing?
No, it's kind of like Mr. Burns' wife.
Okay.
It was in the town. And it's on fire.
Yes, Mrs. Simon is in a bad state, in that she would no longer qualify as conscious, more like coma, and stricken with the disease. And in an effort to keep her alive, some failing organs have been replaced by machinery.
So that artificial kidney I made came in handy. Excellent, that works.
There's artificial a number of things that, you know, aren't exactly pocket-sized and thus susceptible to, you know, damage from the outside. So, yes.
We should get him and you can see if you can repair this machine.
Okay. So I go and I don't know where we are, but I'll go back to the ship and knock on the door.
Yes, I'm busy. I take it we landed?
Yes. I don't suppose you have that cure yet.
No, not even close. But I've got most of the elements, you know, synthesized here, so it'll just be a matter of putting things together.
And how fast can you do that?
I don't know. I mean, it might take like weeks. Who knows? I'll have to get stuff moved into my lab here, and then I can, I got more equipment, and we can assess from there. But
So have you looked out the porthole recently?
no.
Could you do me a favor and do that?
Look out the portal.
All right. Oh my God! What happened? Door slams open.
He gets me in the face.
Oh, sorry. Where's Nora?
Alright. I was like at the door, like, so, and he goes, what? He goes, so the Empire invented a giant ship, and they attacked. I don't know why they needed to do the first thing to do the second thing, but okay. Anyway, you probably should go to your wife.
Yeah. Go do that.
Yeah.
And he takes off.
He just bolts.
Well, yeah. You've never seen a man run faster. Okay.
I went down to the fortress. I went with her. I ran.
After that, I'll slowly stroll down to the fortress and not to
Underground,
the
the fortress is less on fire, just because it's not really made of flammable things. Right. But the place is trashed. It seems like every, accessible corner was poked at and torn down and things tossed aside. There's people around sweeping up and trying to put things back in place.
Is there anything actually missing?
I mean, it's hard to tell at this point because anything that is there is scattered on the floor.
Is it a raid, or did they just come here and get really drunk?
The place is also just kind of feels empty, as it's normally a much busier, livelier place, but it's just a few very solemn-looking people trying to clean up.
You.
Yes, ma'am.
You see what happened here?
Yes, ma'am.
What did they take?
I don't think they took anything, ma'am.
So they just destroyed it.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
They didn't wait here and play an ambush for us or anything.
There's a message to that.
Yes, ma'am. And he continues sweeping.
I would just be a message to Helen, just tell me and do nothing lately.
What happened to him? That's okay.
I said lately. Those two jobs haven't really done anything to the Empire. If they needed, that might be it, but like, if they wanted to destroy us and they knew where we were, could they have just sent like a bazillion normal ships?
Well, they want to test.
You didn't know who we were before.
That's a good point. Who's the spy?
Got it.
Not it.
Actually, we're sure as hell hope now. You've all been with me this whole time.
I'm sorry.
She's been with us too.
She's not with you right now.
I'm not with you
Oh,
right now.
right. And they'll come and turn with us when goodies pass.
Yes. She's not in the room.
Oh, I mean, is there anything we can do about this?
Vengeance? Is this how it works?
There's nobody down here that's hostile.
No.
Everyone's hostile.
There's no. Anyway.
Well, I guess this makes, the task to go rob Edward's former employer even more important now that we have nothing.
Thought we were robbing my former. I'm not at all opposed to this. I just don't remember it.
Oh, this was your idea.
Yeah. You had a little bit too much dream pan. Remember after talking to you before, and she said she was sent to kill you?
Oh, that part, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she flirted with you? Yeah.
I thought you were talking about, like, see, the thing is, I've worked for many people, so I was immediately thinking of, like, robbing the Imperial Institute of Science. I'm like, why would we go there?
No, that's not quite.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I should still do that. That'd be awesome.
It would be difficult, but if we still have time after we hit our other 2 targets, I'm still up for it. The difference is that it's defended by a whole bunch of experimental weaponry. So
Don't we have experimental weaponry?
You don't like me done.
So imagine an institute that's entirely consisting of like about 1,000 bees.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do it.
So actually, come to think of it, if someone was building a dreadnought, they would probably be involved. Anyway. So it seems like we have more reasons to go to the capital.
Yes, it does.
So, who else do you know on the island? Good friend that might come up to talk to you.
Another
A
captain?
type of friend, or
Is this a
like
general question?
a general friend? Because like, I'm imagining it's pretty like tortuous.
The hat
Like,
shop guy comes up to talk to Rover.
There's a hat shop guy.
He's a
All right.
shop guy.
His name is Thomas.
Okay.
Happy's hat shop.
Thomas. I'm writing this down.
He's like the happy master salesman.
I was just thinking, the happy.
Hats.
I'm the happy hat shop guy. I sell happy hats.
he put on his first hat to become like a Deku.
No, he became a school kid, right?
So, Thomas comes
All right. So where's Rover? You were with them?
Yeah.
Okay. Rover, my good friend.
How much?
Yeah.
Come on!
Going for a third stream, the Jamaican accent is completely
This is legitimate.
You're running back on the same phone. Hello.
He's running out.
Right there.
I did pretty good, man. The hat shop.
Did you make it? Okay.
Not the best at accents, I'll admit. Okay. The hat shop. It came out pretty well. You know, compared to the rest of the town, it's.
Another good hats. All finished up.
But your priorities are in the right place.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them, yeah. Some of them, but.
Please don't tell me the purple one with the white poop feather.
The purple one. No, that one's okay. That one's okay.
What is this, like the strong word like edition?
Excuse me. That's really important.
Yeah, they are. But
Yes,
purple
but-
back to the white feather is intended.
Yes, many of the other shops are operating out of the building now because it's the one most still standing, if you know what I mean. We got lucky this way.
Good, good.
I wonder if the Empire disrespects hats.
I might be around later. I've got a few phrase on the old hat. We need to.
Ah, yeah. See, I can take care of that. Yeah, no problem. Oh, Helen,
Yeah.
I've got This is I don't think any time would be a good time, but this ain't the only bad news there is.
Of course not. Of course not.
Before the attack, there was a bit of diplomatic struggles. Our hops supply has been cut off.
By who?
Our suppliers, that's who. I don't know, they wouldn't give any reason, but we can't get anything from them anymore. So It's been a while, I take it. Your ship's running low. We don't have anything to replace it. You must not be involved much in the process.
We don't have computers to actually make things.
Can I make a craft beer?
No, you do have a brewery on board.
Yes, you have
Yes.
It's only good for certain things because if you try and brew other things with it, the alcohol content gets messed up. It isn't perfect.
That's not good.
You know, messed up
Not
like
the
you're
alcohol,
hallucinating
not the
with wine.
People messed up.
So I have all relevant skills for this, so can I like try and solve this issue?
I have brewing skill.
I have both brewing and mechanical skill.
How do you plan on fixing a lack of hops?
By making a skill that can build off of something we have.
You can use it.
I mean, this might actually be a case of trial.
Okay, guys, we
You
still
can,
have plenty of alcohol.
the, you know, main grains in beer, barley and hops. Barley you can replace with other stuff and you get different kinds of alcohol. It's hops, however, that give beer the beer flavor.
Yes.
You can make
But
other
they're not-
alcoholic beverages.
Yes. Oh, so there's not an issue with like making vodka or anything?
Correct.
Oh. The issue is that we just don't have beer, it doesn't matter. If we don't have any alcohol, that's a problem.
Especially in the town of pirates.
You can make alcohol out of anything, just about, so
Okay.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty difficult
Alright,
out of hops.
we're gonna have to get creative, guys.
Why?
Well, I've been wanting to try new recipes.
Here, have some rice wine.
Sake.
I mean, some of your
No, it's Chinese.
you know, signature drinks are beer-based.
Yes.
Happy Jack's undrinkable ale,
Oh,
being an ale,
I thought you were actually.
requires hops.
Sake is Japanese.
Okay.
Well, Cedric will be heartbroken. Can't what you tell him. Well, I mean, we still got a couple bottles of it. I mean, we have a few bottles left. We'll have to cut Cedric off. That way we have enough to sell.
Our own people.
Wait, why don't we just say that like we're out of beer?
Does he make
here,
that
have
big of an
instead?
impact in your sales?
Sometimes. That's nothing to do.
Do you believe
Alright,
the
alright.
girlfriend or the master friend?
It's none of my business. None of my business. But,
By the way, I'm going to try and remove the pinkifier I put on her earlier. I feel it would no longer be appropriate.
I already took it off. Remember, I smashed it in the
Yeah, this is a new day, so there's a new pinkifier.
you didn't mention that earlier, so there is no pinkifier.
You lie.
Edward's obviously not in the right state of mind.
So yeah, you'll in addition to everything else, you'll have to find a new supplier, basically. And it might be a bit tricky since we seem to be missing a good portion of our cash hoard. So,
Or what?
cash hoard,
Why don't we just start trying house?
you know, the
Yes.
treasury funds.
Yes.
Money we have set aside for things.
Well,
It's
hell.
What?
If we go to a new town, I could help us make some money. At least enough to get us back started. Well, it's not that I'm worried about. I mean, we're gonna go take care of the situation.
Yeah, like, we have like 3 or 4 different plans here, all of which stand to make us buttloads of cash.
Buttload.
I say boat, but it's but
Ooh. I'm gonna split off and look for my ship. By the way,
yeah, are there any other ships?
I'm assuming it was dry dock somewhere.
mhm.
Well, it's be repaired.
Be repaired.
I'm probably on fire.
It was on fire.
It's probably not far.
It's, well, here's the thing. It was pretty badly damaged before. And it's been slowly getting back up, where to the point where it was actually could recognize it as a ship. Now
Now it's back to that state.
it's back. Really, it's worse than it started.
I'm so sorry.
How big is its engine? You don't know what I'm planning. How big is its engine?
No, but I can expect can only imagine.
Medium.
His ship is a tigerfish class, so I guess medium. Sure.
Are there any other ships with engines that are not working right now? The ships on that's not an issue. The engines aren't working.
Other ships here?
Yeah.
They would be
Yeah. Two others. The two other crews that are
But they're functioning ships.
yeah. More so than his anyway.
Okay.
They were before the attack.
So there's
Now
two,
they have some repairs to do.
But we need them for the
there's
attack.
two things we could do here. You can either try and repair the ships, get like a little 4-ship fleet thing going, or I could try and attach the other ship's engines to the island, and we could try dropping on the Imperials. and or the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought
Dropping the
probably
island on the Imperials.
And we know.
What?
we take it, we attach engines to it.
How about we take the island and...
Yeah, it's floating.
That's what I'm imagining.
It's floating. All you would need is to apply a reasonable amount of force and direction that should move that way. We're not fighting against the fact it's floating, it should be affected by the natural.
Then once in position, you'd have to
lower.
remove everything that keeps it aloft
All the way. Why?
Because
to make it fall.
Oh, that would be an issue. You just burn
Or
We're not in town again!
what happens if it's held up by
Well, we can put the engine on the top and just push
It's
it.
not, yeah, moss is not the only thing that provides lift to.
Yeah.
But even if, like, shouldn't it be at about the same level as the thing?
What's that?
Shouldn't both islands be at about the, yeah.
You also have to mine out all the
I'm assuming
The-
it's
the
a
air-
neutral
the,
buoyancy, so if you remove the lift moss, it
Eric
will slowly
Halcomore.
drift downward. They'll just...
I have to mine out what?
all the Eric Halcomore.
Why is it necessary to get it to change,
Right.
that? Yeah,
Because that's what keeps it afloat.
Yeah.
yeah, no, but why is that necessary? It's not higher than everything else. Aren't they all on the same plane?
No.
What?
we go
All the
up-
land masses ever?
Well, not all of them, but, like, is our island significantly higher than another one?
I don't know. Is it?
I would think lower.
Lower, because we have a
Lower?
tropical island.
What?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, it's lower because it's
Because we
more
said that
tropical.
if you go up, it gets colder, so if you go lower, invert.
Right.
Alright, but we could always try and force the Dreadnought.
Okay, so then you'll have to add more flotation to it to lift it up.
I'm gonna proceed.
Well, we could always
to
try and force the
downstairs.
Dreadnought to the altitude we want.
And then
I
very
feel like
suddenly.
this plan of yours is really contrived and it's not gonna work.
Yeah, probably
Maybe
not.
I would support your ideas, but I'm not.
Maybe dropping on a stationary city, but on a moving target, I don't think you could reduce the buoyancy of a whole island fast enough.
Why does the buoyancy, like, I don't see why that has to be changed at all.
How do you make it fall?
Why does it have to fall?
You said you wanted to drop it on something.
Okay, so I can ram it instead. Like, doesn't matter as long as it hits.
Okay.
Edward, no.
Ooh,
That's a whole island.
no.
I'm gonna make my way
Even
down
so-
to the hideout as well now.
4 airship engines are certainly not nearly enough thrust to move a whole island in any meaningful way.
It's like trying to move a building by way.
That'll work if the building doesn't have anything keeping it from going the other way.
But
Yeah, but, you know, 1 unit, 1,000 operating kilograms of force velocity. Incredibly small. Sorry, going out of character right now. River does not actually know physics.
But it creates an acceleration which will continue at good speed.
You gotta accelerate for.
anyway, I am down in the hideout now.
Anyway, but I'm guessing.
And I had a whole conversation of moving an island and dropping it, and just like,
You know for a fact that that is completely preposterous.
yes, I know for a fact that that's completely preposterous, but I also say, wait, doesn't that mean we can, like, if we could move the island, wouldn't that change our coordinates? So this won't happen again?
That would be another reason. But I'm guessing, like, he's still totally going to bring up this plan, but it's like they're all just going to shoot him down.
But a burned down town is a perfect cover.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to believe we're going to be done there.
Why wouldn't?
Why
Actually,
do
that's
you
true.
think
We
this
should have to
happening
move.
again?
Like
Because
this-
the Imperialists apparently now know that we're here.
Which is why
So now, if we move our location, if we move the physical island's location, we won't have to, like, rebuild
Can
something
we
else.
not move the island, guys? Can we focus on more important things like finding the people who did this and shooting them?
Well,
It's
I already
very
suggested the
complicated.
idea of cross-referencing the list of captains that are in your fleet with possible, like, mercenaries. So we can narrow down to say, okay, which one took up a job from the Imperialists and decided to double cross.
This is implying that one of the captains is responsible and not a lone crew member.
Yes.
Literally all it takes is, hey, I'm there.
That's if they know the coordinates.
Why are we even going for revenge? Like, it's not profitable.
No, we're sticking with the plan to go.
Steal your steal from your former.
Besides, we're going to be hurting the Empire anyway if we do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we don't know where they are. We
Besides,
don't have the time.
Let me think of that. Let's go pillage and steal. The pirates, damn it.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we do.
Like,
We pillage and steal.
if we do
Yeah.
that, then we can
Also,
send out
as
more other
pirates,
crews
would our
to go
first
take care of
like,
it.
instinct on seeing a giant Navy ship being attack it, or would it be run away and find something weak?
Yeah, I don't think we have the power at this point to take down this.
No, I'm not talking about the ship. I'm talking about whoever sold the boat.
Why do we, like, unless they're on our ship, which isn't possible, or one of the two ships we're bringing along with us, which we won't be bringing along with us, why does it matter?
So,
It could be anyone out of all the ships in the fleet.
And all the people who are here.
Exactly.
Oh, it's not working.
Or they could have just seen it, and maybe they
Yeah.
just saw a random village and were like, hey, we need to test this weapon, let's use that one.
Or they have their own spy. Could not even be one of our people. So in the end, pretty futile trying to find it.
Well,
Who did it or who was responsible.
what happened with the supplier? It seems kind of strange that they would cut off supplies like that right before a major attack. Well, you know what they say, when one thing starts going
Actually, yeah,
everything goes wrong.
who are the suppliers?
First you turn pink and then
well, first,
sun burns down.
Who are the
but
No? You tell me.
I didn't hear it.
You see necessary? No.
is their headquarters at the capital?
No, not at the capital.
Supplier.
If they're supplying pirates with alcohol to sell, I don't think they're basically
No, supplying hops.
hops. I'm sorry.
The wild rose.
So I'm just curious why these people would have the balls to screw over pirates.
They get paid off. Or we pissed them off.
You're missing the point. We can totally go and loot them and take their wives and daughters and all that junk.
Why?
I'm fine with that too. I mean,
No, not the life and death question.
I mean, you have to get something out of them.
The rest of their hops?
just for you.
You really want to steal
Only out of
a
two,
bunch of
yeah.
hops? Why not? Whatever. The point is we need to go and set fire to their fields and salt the earth and that sort of thing.
But first comes first, what we were going to do.
Yeah.
That thing.
The revenge part is less important. Not revenge. The showing people not to screw with us part is less important.
Right.
We need this more.
No.
Less than
we-
making money.
Yeah, we need to
Oh,
make
we
money
need.
so
I
we
thought you
can
meant
fix
showing
this.
people to screw this man.
Yeah.
And stand for it.
I'm saying on my priorities of making money. Then we can show the weak people who can't stand up to us that they shouldn't stand up to us.
Mhm.
And maybe we can try and find a way to run on the Imperial Navy, but maybe not. Okay, so we are heading to either Iron Ring Town or Hollow Ring. Iron Ring is a political Austrian.
It's Iron Town.
What? No, Iron Ring. It's a 19th century Austrian political thing. Anyway, so Are we going to Hollow Ring or the capital?
Capital.
My vote's capital.
Capital. We're gonna go get money first. We need money. And
Why are you telling me? You're in charge.
I'm
asking
asking you. I'm
everyone.
asking everyone. Yeah.
we're going.
Everyone keeps looking at me.
With our plan to go to the
Because
capital.
you set this entire room up so we're all facing you.
I don't think it's a I don't think it's a round table, so it's.
Not exactly. No, we're sticking with our plan to go to the capital first.
Okay. So, who wants to pose as victims of a pirate attack?
Probably what we have to pose.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, we show up, and instead of like it's the Imperial Navy, we go pirates. Oh my god!
Why?
So that people get sympathy and they don't ask us too many questions about why we don't have the proper paperwork. And so maybe we can get repairs without it looking suspicious.
Oh yeah, pirates attacked us. I know we're a pirate ship, but pirates attacked us.
We're in a tavern.
Yeah, no, we are a legitimate business that was attacked by pirates.
But our ship, but Helen's ship, is in perfect repair.
They can fix it. Actually, not really. It's still got like holes and other stuff like that.
But
And also, we can always make the ship more damage. It's not
But
an
what I
issue.
was saying is we can use like Catherine's ship.
We're going to use all the ships. We're going to go in as like a little fleet and be like, oh god, we were convoying and they attacked us.
But won't the Imperials sort of know?
How?
I mean, they knew where our base was. They probably know what our ships look like too.
However, they'll recognize
Like how?
possibly Catherine's ship as just one of the ships that they hired in the past. So perfect cover.
Well, Catherine's going separately anyway. Terming it. You guys have to go on your own thing.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know if they would have that level of detail on our ship. Like they probably have its class, its name, its flag.
But if we don't find the flag.
Yeah, but we can change the flag. We can like re-stencil the name, and then then it's just a tavern that is a certain class of ship. I mean, if you have a better idea, go for it. But
So how are you doing for supplies here?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking.
Oh, Mr. Spooner already told me.
Thomas.
yeah, well, Mr. Spinner already said
Oh,
that.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. No.
How do you spell it?
Yeah, we got enough supplies, man.
Oh, by the way,
Everything's right.
we need to recruit 2 extra crew members. Do it for that. 0 shot.
You were up in the battle, weren't you? Oh no, you weren't. You did awesome.
Anyway.
That was perfect.
So yeah, we should get replacement crew from among the general populace. I don't know how that works here, but in Pirates, you totally just go into a bar and there's a bunch of people in front of a hearth and you go, ha ha, and they'll go, ha ha.
They just walk the ship together.
Yeah, no, they all leave, and there's one guy who looks depressed because he doesn't come with you. I don't know if that'll
You two guys.
Are you looking at
Oh
this?
God,
design?
Simlish.
Yes.
We love pranks.
But guys, I don't think now's the time to be recruiting people for this ship because they sort of need all hands on deck here to help rebuild.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to take them a long time anyway. I mean, 2 extra people wouldn't make that much of a difference.
That is true, but
We do need. Yeah, but you're gonna need people for this.
I'd rather, like, it's limited resources, but I'd rather have them in the fleet. Alright, so we recruit however many people we need.
Alright, we can we'll play that out, or we can resolve with a roll.
What was the role of
You know,
I'll tell you after you decide.
how about this? Is there like,
I'm guessing it's the leadership.
Well,
is there like a gathering of people?
I mean, I have empathy, so I could probably get people to side with us.
What do you mean?
Like, is there any like just knot of people I could go talk to?
Not particularly, no, everyone is scattered tasked with some form of, rebuild, clean up, repair.
Okay. Well, I'll go to a relatively populated area and try and get their attention.
Okay. How do you do that?
I stand on a piece of rubble and try and, hey, come over here. Try and get a crowd going.
Alright, about a dozen people turn towards you and look in your direction.
The Empire did this to us. Who wants revenge?
A couple people are like, yeah.
Are they exactly like that?
Yeah, everyone looks very much defeated
Okay.
on their face.
Can I?
Helen walks in wearing a dress.
A pink dress.
It's not pink,
No, it's
it's
a black. It's black.
Black now.
Oh yeah, no, that's why
The dress was black.
Because otherwise she wouldn't be the pretty pink pirate princess
You
who
need to
tried
try
to
and
defy
talk
it.
to see if I can get their morale,
Anyway, so a few of them raise their hands.
and then you can do your leader grant or whatever.
Your leader rank?
Weekly, yes. Do you charge into the situation?
One, I'm standing right behind Edward.
Okay. You just stand there.
I don't know, are you still talking?
I can just imagine your speech. Guys, I'm wearing a dress. Who wants to fucking
You're not more skilled at that.
Anyway, so what's this? Where's the fire in your bellies?
You're really going to use that saying now.
Oh, that's the local up there.
Yeah, they kind of look down and like, I don't think fire is the best thing.
Fire is a wonderful thing. When someone burns your home, you burn theirs back.
Or you steal their
That's
money, which
awesome.
is what I'm going to do.
We're going to burn their house down.
That's 11.
We're pirates, damn it. You live in a pirate town. We raid people for a living. You want to give up on that?
One man speaks out. He's holding a mop. And he says, well, no, but I don't think now's the best time. We kind of gotta, stuff to take care of here.
In the background, you see Barb just like going, told you.
Where do you think the money to fund the reconstruction is going to come from? We're about to go steal it.
Two people. That's all we ask for.
What? You don't understand the two less people, guys.
I don't see what the issue is.
They look around.
They obviously need people here.
Anyway, Barbara's not talking.
She could be.
Well, she could be, but
Yeah,
she'd be talking
like-
in the back. Is she yelling out to me?
I'm sort of behind you guys.
Yeah.
Wait,
Doing
you
that
just
same
said you were in the crowd comment.
No. But I'm in the background.
Now she's behind you.
Now she's here. Now she's there.
Anyway,
Well, I do have a high speed growth.
so regardless, are you saying this on? Is she saying this or not?
I'm just sort of like, whispering it to you guys. Just sort of like, not really yelling it, not really like saying it outright, just saying it in a low voice. Just sort of in a, like, I told you so sort of voice.
Anyway, so the people are still looking defeated and downtrodden. No one's stepping forward.
Kind of. Two of them will look at each other and be like, well, yeah, I guess you just need two more guys. We can come along.
And I sort of wave them over to me.
If it's that important to you, then yeah, all right. Yeah, sure, all right, let's go. So they agree to go with you.
And I tell them they will win the glory to revive the town's honor, and more importantly, the money to rebuild it.
Yeah, the money's more important.
I do totally. No, the more important part is part of
Yeah.
I say. Yeah.
Right. They agree with that.
Yeah.
Your names, please.
They're generic rumors. I'm never gonna see them.
Oh,
Just for now.
Yeah.
No. No. Frank and Jim.
How
Never mind, how about they don't get named?
All right, fine. Let's skip the name.
Okay. So,
Okay.
who's in charge of the town anyway? I don't mean like a vague nebulous way Pirate Queen is, I mean like in the sense of day-to-day running.
I don't know. Abby? Who's in charge here?
Well, it was a captain among the fleet, but then they retired from active duty to run the tower. Her name's Drusilla.
How do you spell?
Everyone has to do who's in charge. Yourself.
I just really wanted to use the name Drusilla, I'm not gonna lie.
Drusilla? How do you spell that?
Wasn't that a notoriously like slutty Roman senator's daughter?
Or the crazy vampire from Buffy.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like the impact.
Mm. Drusilla.
Oh, God, whatever they do.
Pirate Captain. Now, Mayor of Troy. All right.
I'm gonna call it up Troy.
Sure.
Anywho.
All right. She'll be about somewhere. Did you want to go look for her?
Yeah.
Okay. What's she like?
What'd you like? Well, she's not crazy.
Not crazy.
She
That's
definitely
important.
doesn't sleep with her brother. I'm sorry if you choose the name of someone who is notorious historic reputation. Anyway.
I understand.
Look at what I get for naming character develop. Or DM.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway.
So she's a little bit older because she's retired. But
Okay.
she's not frail. She's still like able bodied.
Okay. Sure. What's her personality like?
Well,
If she was a tree, what kind of tree would she be?
spruce. It just felt right.
Let's build off of that.
I don't know.
This is a very strong tree, not very simple for timber.
All right,
Okay, so we
I'm
won't use
getting-
her for firewood.
So I'm getting that she's very strong-willed and wasn't used for the role society wants her to be in. Which probably explains why
No, she's-
Helen liked her.
I mean, obviously she's very easy like to
She's kind of like your big sister.
What?
What? She's like your big sister. She looks out for you.
She's a friend. I wouldn't go so far as to say she's my sister.
Okay. Intellectual though.
Yes.
Okay.
More so than physical, especially now that she's entering her later years.
So where do you find her?
In front of the room is the library.
You have a library?
You have a library?
It's kind of a small one.
Is it intact?
Believe it or not, pirates like to read.
Actually, I'm guessing most pirates can't read.
Well,
Well, considering that.
Well, you gotta have some place to put all the books that you accidentally steal.
I mean,
Look, these are bricks made of gold. Those are books you read.
they put all the people on our ship, all of the high-ranking officers, except as well as the count as an officer, obviously, and neither the bar,
But I
are
don't
all from the upper class,
except for me.
Yeah, so like all, like,
and we're not officers.
so all four of us.
Captain and queen, engineer, doctor is, and our first mate is.
So,
We have a library.
All right.
and, uh,
And I'm technically a
no offense
writer,
to Helen, I
so
don't think she ever, wait, you're a writer?
yeah, right. So.
Jesse had a diary.
Okay. So you find Drusilla picking through the charred remains of the library.
No!
Naturally, it burned rather thoroughly.
Yeah. That's why I was just like, wait, we have a library?
Not anymore.
We had a library.
You still on?
Anyway,
Helen? Helen!
Go!
Hey! Hugging ensues.
Roll for
Well, I want to see how much been going here so that I can see the answer.
Yeah, it's good. Good to have you back. Your timing is terrible.
I know. It's Open Scooter said it was only an hour or two ago.
I think it's been like at least 6 hours.
Oh, okay. Still, must have been a few hours. Or several hours.
Close. Yeah, close. Although I don't know. I mean, this thing was. I really, to be honest, can't say that your presence would have helped repel them much.
Sure, it wouldn't. I don't suppose there are any other ships here.
No, we just had just had 6 here at the time. Yeah, I mean maybe if everyone was here, maybe.
how many is everyone?
I don't know. I was thinking at least a dozen. Could be 14. Why don't we go with 14? There were 14 ships total in the fleet, including the Iron Rose and the Legacy. The ship Legacy, yeah.
As opposed to the second sucky ship of shame.
Anyway,
Sad ship
so
like
I guess I'll talk to Helen. You think we should rebuild the town?
Well, actually, we're gonna rebuild the town eventually.
Well, no, but
When
if the Empire knows where it is and considers it a pirate town, will they just use it as a training ground and come here and take its door in whenever they need a new regiment to get blooded?
oh yeah, I hadn't really thought of that. Yeah, I mean, for the sake of the people here, the pirate base should probably relocate. We owe it to the residents here to rebuild it as best we can.
I mean, have you noticed how there's not an imperial governor giving you orders?
Yeah, because we're outside the empire.
Do you think it's going to stay that way? They're either going to raid you continuously or they're going to take you under their wing.
Yeah, I mean that's
it's sort of commonplace here.
that's what you deal with. I mean,
So
you know, we've been going under the guise of a simple outlying farming village. Hasn't attracted much interest. I'd imagine if they, could determine that it's no longer a pirate presence, then they should leave us relatively alone. But yes, obviously, at the rate the empire is going, eventually we will fall underneath them at some point. I just hope I'm not around to see it.
how many ships do you think it would take to move an island? Like a full
An island?
yes.
I didn't even think that was possible.
Theoretically.
Might be able to do it. I don't think that.
Because Edward brought up this point earlier of possibly moving an island and dropping it on people, which I instantly said that.
Not the dropping part. Down.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to work because
No, that-
obviously it's supported by something. But I was thinking if we move the coordinates of our island, the people here would not have to move, yet
Take all their clocks.
they don't know where we are.
I have no idea. I mean, that maybe with 100 ships you might be able to tow it, but I've never heard of anything like that. Relocating landmass.
I think we could do it too, but I think we should be focusing on something else
Yeah.
right now.
And I'm not saying put it on the lowest list of our to-do list.
How would we steal these red knots and transfer some of that?
Yes.
You're a bunch of crazier fools than I thought.
You didn't know us very well.
Crazy is an understatement. Let's be honest here.
Oh, I know, but you haven't seen that thing. It is. I mean, it's not just a big ship. It is
It's like the Bringer of
Hey.
Judgment Day.
fortress. I mean, it's just. It looks, solid, and
Didn't Cedric once take down this weird pirate conglomerate of 100 ships lashed together?
Yeah, but then again,
that was
something else.
yeah, that was something else. That was just
It was something else, but it was like roughly the same. Is this bigger than 100 ships lashed together?
But this is one big ship under Imperial control, which that's what trained Cedric to do that.
I don't know. I never saw the thing myself, so I don't know how big that conglomerate was. But I can tell you, this thing certainly is a lot more organized. It at least has all of the guns pointing in the same direction, and it's not held together with rope.
You could always try and steal the Imperial plans in case it goes rogue. The Empire
You can
almost-
try. I'll be right behind you. But
No, I'm just saying the Empire probably has some way in case this thing goes off on its own. The Empire doesn't trust it.
Anyway,
that's true.
But regardless, so I don't think any of this is affecting what we're doing. Anyway, the reason I wanted to talk to you was to talk about how this is going to work for with us and you in the future.
That is something we'll, we certainly need to discuss it, because, like I said, I'm more, part of the village now than the pirates, but, I would love to continue supporting you guys, but as you point out, they know we're here, and continuing this operation from this point would be somewhat foolish. Yes.
Well, I leave the specific details and ultimate outcome to you, the elected, I think, leader of these people and our pretty pink pirate princess. He says that completely deadpan and kind of like pushes Helen gently forward and walks away.
Pretty
Don't
pink.
say it, though.
I follow you and I high five you.
We played a game. It was a mistake.
I see. Okay. All right. So you're still gonna have the tavern on board? I think that might have been a
Yes,
source of the problem.
A source of the problem? Oh,
Alcohol tends to lead to less than desirable decisions. You should
oh
know
no,
this by
this
now.
was not my decision. It was thrown at me.
All right. Yeah, you're looking good, Helen. You're looking good. So.
Thank you. To be honest, I kind of thought I could have put one on. It took me a while to remember.
You pull it off, but proud of you.
Thank you. But
Anyway, yes.
justice aside.
Right.
Please don't.
Justice aside. No. What was I saying? Yeah. Well, part of the reason that I came back here is I was hoping to be able to rally all the ships.
That.
Alright. But now I suppose we're down to a few ships. I mean, I got one on the way here, but picked up a spare.
She looks around and sees the seeker towed behind the iron rose.
Still in the lake.
Oh, I see. Very nice. But yeah, well, we've still got a few that haven't come back recently, so you're welcome to wait for them. But certainly there were at least 4 others who took off following the attack. So if you
They took off following it.
Or before.
following is an after.
Okay.
We're not chasing
I
after.
was like, we're lost all shit.
And so they would need to be sent after. And if you
Well, the time for that
Tend to
hasn't
organize
come
it.
quite yet. First, we're going to go to the Empire and we're going to rob the Skyline. Then we're going to use that money to store this place.
that sounds good. Sounds good. All right. We'll definitely need it now. You'll probably also need some capital to get your a new supply of hops.
Right.
Someone told you about that? Okay. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but they could no longer provide hops for us. There was no excuse given, so I don't know what's happening. But we'll need a different source for that. Otherwise, I guess we're okay. A few casualties down below. Otherwise, up here, most everyone. Oh. I have no idea what state she's in, but his lab was down below, so I'm assuming it's at least not on fire. Otherwise, I have no idea how that turned out. But no, there was one family, a little girl whose parents perished, so she needs a new home. Otherwise, it's mostly just property damage.
Does she have any other family members here? Family friends you could stay with?
Friends around, possibly no other family members, no.
How old is she?
4.
No, we can't take her on the ship.
Oh, of course you want to take her on the ship.
No, that won't allow you to take her on the ship.
You don't get to say it.
I'm not suggesting you do that. I just thought you ought to know that. What's that?
Can I find this girl and just hug her?
Speaking of finding people, I'm looking for Dr. Simon and Sue over. I would just know her like I blown away. Just crying in the corner and just randomly falling away.
Yeah, you can find her eventually. There's not that many children in town. Small village.
Are your children crying there? I think so.
Yeah.
Probably all of them are. Because of this over, like the stress of the work.
Yeah, but there's a difference in crying because you lost part of your house. And maybe
No, because of the, like, scare.
Yeah, but
Again,
There are children.
the
It's
death of
established.
parents is a different level. Anyways, we'll make sure she's taken care of for sure. You have to know. Yes, otherwise, a few of the crews have lost members.
Well, we also obtained a crew with our ship, but we'll have to be taking it with us.
Oh, it's not empty. Okay, well that's good, I guess.
Yes.
And the captain of the ship?
Yes, we have her too.
Oh, okay.
She was a mercenary. Sent to kill Edward. 2 years.
Interesting.
What can I say?
Okay. Cooperating.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, should be an asset. Joining the fleet.
It appears that way.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you can never tell until, after this project guy thing goes down.
Right. That does tend to bring people together in the strangest way.
Of course, you'll be keeping your ship in the fleet no matter what she decides.
Yeah, understandable. That is the policy. So, I think that's the state of things. Just looking around. My poor library.
You say,
What? My poor library.
My poor
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
No, maybe we'll bring some books back to the capital.
that would be lovely.
I'll bring some books.
We'll rob the library.
I'm gonna steal your parents' library.
Just steal their whole house and fix.
You're off looking for Dr. Simon.
Yes.
And not bring him back.
So, yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Piracy.
Thank you for your time in this, stressful.
Yeah.
And
Yes, thank you. Do what you can, but yes, please. We have enough hands here to manage, I guess. But yeah, what we need is resources. So if going out and getting anything would be what we need right now.
Adieu.
All right, thank you.
I need to go do some, I don't know what I'm doing yet. We can just effort.
Okay. Well, before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and pause it here.